Welcome to Driveway DIY, where we bring the shop to you. Today we're going to show you how to replace tie rod ends. Today we're going to show you how to replace tie rod ends. We've got an inner and an outer. We're going to replace both of these. We're going to show you how to measure for your original position so that your alignment will be very close. First thing we're going to do is remove this nut and then the nut that is up here on the inner tie rod end. We're going to go ahead and spray these with a little bit of penetrating fluid. We're going to spray these as well. Usually these have cotter pins in them and a castle nut. This one doesn't, and neither does our inner. Our new outer does have a castle nut and cotter pin. We'll show you how to use that shortly. So we're gonna go ahead and take this out. Then this nut right here, we're gonna get that with a wrench. We're gonna use two different types of tie rod separator. For this first one, this outer, we can use this one. It fits on nice and snug. Thread that down there. And we just go ahead and start tightening this down. Just like that. Okay, so for this inner tie rod, we're gonna use this guy right here. So this slides in to the tie rod side, and this is gonna push on the stud on the other side. Then we'll take our socket and our wrench, see if we can get in here somehow. This one is also gonna pop. Golly! So we've got our tie rod assembly out. The key of all of this, anytime you work on your suspension, especially on your tie rods, you're going to have your vehicle aligned. We're gonna take a measurement from the center out. We're gonna burn an inch, meaning that we're gonna use the 1 inch mark as our center mark for the first measurement. That eliminates any variance for this, because yes, an 1/8 of an inch will make a big difference in your steering. So center of this shaft, okay, we're gonna hold that tight. We're gonna come all the way over here, and the center of this shaft, so 15 and 5/32 is the measurement. On our tape measure, it's showing 16 and 5/32. So I'm gonna make a note of that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna set this aside now. Then we will loosen these bolts. Loosen these all the way. All right, so we've got our tie rod assembly mounted into a vise. These bolts are loosened up. We've just got this snugged up in here so it won't spin. Just take a wrench, slip it over the end, and spin it that way. That way you can thread this all the way out. You want to count the number of turns you are removing this so that you can equal it on the reinstallation of the new part. 33, 34, 35, 35. So when we put this back in, we want to do the exact same. Now we're going to go ahead and remove this side so that we can clean this adjuster up. It's got a lot of dirt and crud in it, and I want this to be nice and clean before we install the new ones. So we're going to use the same process. 30, 31, 32, 33, 33. So this one's 33. Okay, so to prep your threads, we're gonna put a good helping of anti-seize on them. That way, when you come to adjust this later on for your alignment, you won't have to worry about it, this rusting or seizing. We're gonna take that and we're just gonna wipe it onto both parts. Now we're gonna thread this one in. 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. And come back over to the other side, and this one gets 33. 31, 32, 33. Now we may have to adjust this a little bit on the car to get the angle of the arms themselves, the post. We may have to tweak it. So I'm just gonna snug this one up so it doesn't move, but I'm not gonna tighten it completely. Okay, so we've got our grease fittings installed on both ends. Remember, the center one is your outer, and the end fitting marks your inner. Pop it in, throw the new nut on. This is a nylock nut, that's why this doesn't use a cotter pin. Just gonna thread that on a little bit. We'll tighten that down later. Then we'll slide the outer tie rod into the arm and thread that on. This one has a castle nut and uses a cotter pin to lock it in place. We're going to go ahead and torque this down to spec. You want to make sure you check your vehicle's service manual to locate your specific torque specs. Then take a cotter pin, slide it through, and bend it over. We're going to tighten down the inner tie rod end. All right, last step, we've got to grease our new tie rod ends. We're going to grease this one, and we're going to grease our inner tie rod end as well. So we're using an electric grease gun. You can use a regular hand-operated grease gun as well. And that's all there is to replacing your tie rod ends. Find all the parts you need to get the job done at ebaymotors.com.